Okay. We are live. Hello and welcome to Talk Chef. I'm one of your hosts, Reka.
I'm your other host, Jordan.
And today we have an incredibly special guest from Top Chef himself. It is Chef Bruce Kalman. Thank you so much for joining us.
How you doing?
Oh my God. We're truly so pumped to have you. Not only just because you're an awesome chef, but Top Chef Colorado is a fan favorite. That's probably the best season, I think, of the whole show.
Yeah, Reka's being modest. It's not just a fan favorite. It's especially a Reka favorite.
It is really I love it. It just makes me feel good whenever I watch it.
It's so funny.
To be the best of the best. You've taken out everything that was drama related and Bravo TV-esque from the first few seasons, and you've just pared it down to cool people cooking good food.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when you go the interview process is there's a lot of steps in the interview process, and on the they do like a final interview. They do like a hot seat interview, and they put you in a room, and there's like all the executives from Bravo, all the executives from Magical Elves, and they just fire off questions at you. And one of the questions was, why haven't you done this before? And I said, can I speak freely? And they said, yeah. Am I allowed to curse on this, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, cool. So, here's the deal. After watching many seasons of Top Chef, if I'm stuck in a house with a bunch of fucking a-holes that have been on like past seasons, I will kill somebody.
Sure.
And they just started cracking up and thought it was the funniest thing. I'm like, no, I'm serious.
I mean, before we went live, you were speaking to the idea of like the sort of emotional turmoil of being on a show like that, where all you do is cook and then sit in a house with a bunk bed, no phones and no like connection to the outside world.
So in this day and age too, being without your phone, it's like you have a panic attack.
Yes.
You could lose your wallet. It's no big deal. You lose your phone. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? How am I gonna live? But that season was cool because most of us got very close. So you just pass the time getting to know people, and we had a pool table at the house and some other things like that. But and then our days off, quote unquote day off, I mean, we weren't competing. We would able to watch like movies on DVD. That was about it.
Do you have a favorite movie you remember watching in the house?
So it was kind of a thing. It kind of became a thing. We all like basically every day off we had started watching Pitch Perfect.
That's very fun.
And then we started kind of reenacting some of the things that they were doing on set. Because so they would do things like, when we're going to get in the BMWs, they count down and they'd be like, okay, on 3. We're like, and then we would do that. Is it on 3 or after 3?
Yeah.
And like all the producers and wranglers started getting pissed at us, but we didn't care. It was fun.
That's very fun.
You have to keep your sanity.
Yes.
Well, before we dive into more fun Top Chef anecdotes, couple orders of business. You guys know this is a food charity based show. Last week we had our big charity for season 5 and we raised over $2,000. We'll get that exact figure to you. Excuse me. I have dry air cough. We'll get that exact figure to you once we've calculated and gotten all of our payments and everything. So that's awesome. Thank you
so much money.
Truly,
so much money.
Hey, truly so much money for
awesome.
farm worker justice. So thank you so much.
That's great.
We're so excited. I'm going to keep coughing. Jordan, do you want to take over the second order of business?
I would love to take over the second order of business, Reka. So the thing that's the second order of business is, Bruce, we didn't tell you ahead of time, but just like there is a Quickfire on Top Chef, there's also a Quickfire on Talk Chef. And I do have to tell you, saying that, I've never said that before. Reka says that every episode. And I felt very nervous saying it.
Did it feel good?
Coughing,
Did it feel good
unfortunately.
saying it?
It honestly didn't feel good. It felt scary. I don't know why. It's a very short sentence,
like
and I'm
bursting in front of a baby.
yeah. I speak for a living, but I really struggled with that sentence. But anyway, they're all Bruce preference questions. It's not trivia. You don't have to do anything cooking. It should just be fun. And if you're like, hey, I don't care about this. I don't care about this fake Quickfire. We're here to let you know that there are actually some incredible prizes on the line.
Okay.
Okay. Jordan, do you want me to do the
Hit it, Reka.
I'm back. So, Bruce, these prizes are crazy. So first off, you could win a deed to the Trollado Wine Vineyard. Have you had Trollado Wine?
Of course.
Okay, what do you think about it?
I think it's delicious. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, I haven't had it in a while, but I couldn't speak to like specific notes on it and all that kind of stuff. But I remember if I had, and honestly, I'm not a huge wine drinker.
Okay.
I'm more of a whiskey guy.
Okay.
But I remember wines that I like. And I remember wines that I definitely don't like.
We love
Wow.
this conversation because some people have come on and said that Trollado tastes bad. So this is intel to know.
This is good.
Well, it's interesting. You know, I mean, wine is like anything else, right? You know, it's all a matter of taste.
Yes, that's true. And what's the hardest thing about it is that Reka and I will never get to taste it because we have tried to buy Trollado wine and it seems to be unpurchasable by peasant hands. Yeah. So one day we'll try it. We'll weigh in for ourselves. But if you win this, you could win a deed to their vineyard.
And
okay, cool.
win your own personalized suite of broken GE appliances, just like you see on the show. So we're talking an oven that doesn't get up to temp, a fryer that doesn't get up to temp, a refrigerator that doesn't close all the way.
Sounds like the fucking food truck challenge that we had.
We should add that to the list. You can get a food truck where all the appliances turn off sort of as you're frying and you have to, I don't know, make a sandwich in a bowl. So
I can do that.
All of that could be yours, Bruce. If you answer these 10 quickfire questions in 45 seconds, the shortest quickfire in Top Chef history.
Bring it.
Ready, because I will start the timer after Jordan completes asking question 1.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you were on, oh great. Okay. That was not. Okay, wait, Reka, don't press it. Wait. Okay. Whew. All right. If you were on Top Chef again, what city would you hope that it would be in?
Austin.
Is the mise en place relay race a good quickfire?
Yes.
Was Robin annoying on this season?
Who?
Robin, the older woman?
Oh, very.
If you weren't a chef, what else would you be?
I would be a musician.
Is Las Vegas a good city?
It's amazing.
Who is your favorite judge?
My favorite judge is Tom.
Pick a Vitaggio brother.
Brian.
What is your favorite ingredient?
Meyer lemon.
What is one thing you refuse to cook?
Snails.
How great are Jordan and Reka?
Amazing.
You did it!
God, you did it! And those were
good answers.
Oh, yes, it knows. Meyer lemon is a great answer.
Incredible.
Also, Bruce is in Las Vegas right now. So this is like an extra top season for him.
Wow, I knew that, but I forgot about it. I have to say, you know, I don't want to diss the other Top Chef contestants we've had on the show because they're all wonderful and we love them and we're obsessed with them. But historically, as good as they are at cooking in a quickfire, they are not great at a question quickfire.
No, you've definitely done the best of any Top Chef contestant.
So when should I expect my suite of broken appliances?
So the broken appliances will come between 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And the deed will email it to you and there's no address.
Yeah. So check your spam. All of it should go into play as soon as COVID is over. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. And my other question is, are the appliances going to come with a set of tools and instructions to put it together?
No.
No,
absolutely not. Why would they?
Okay. Masking tape or whatever they use in the show.
Yeah.
For sure. Duct tape. Yeah.
Incredible. So let's dive on in. We've got a mise en place relay race for this quickfire. Now, Bruce, you said you like this as a quickfire. Any particular reason?
I think it's good because I think it shows a lot. You know, it shows everybody's skill set. what they can really do. And it shows being able to keep your composure under pressure, because that's a pretty hardcore pressure situation. And then, you know, the whole aspect of teamwork, like, you know, you could be the best one on there, but if, you know, for example, Preeti not being able to open a clam, she screwed the whole team, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it also goes to show, I mean, granted, it was the first one on that season, which I thought was interesting, but usually, you know, it takes a few episodes of filming for people to start kind of having the balls to say, no, I'm not good at that, or I want to do that instead. And when, you know, everybody's picking things. So, you know, and we got into that rhythm on our season a lot because it was for what was good of the team, quite honestly.
Yeah. That is a very good answer as someone who has been on the show. Us as people who have only watched it, we love a little cooking challenge.
Yeah, me that's so boring. You know, I'm an idiot, so I understand everything you're saying is obviously correct and right. But I'm like, I can't imagine myself tasting that big bucket of diced shallots or whatever. Like, I need a little more meat on the Quickfire bones.
Yeah.
I like when they do have to make a dish from the prep ingredients they make, like this one. So this is the better version of it, because there are versions where like they don't make anything.
We had 8 minutes left with our and we had to go right into it.
Oof.
And we had to make a dish with all of those ingredients.
Okay, yes.
And funny story about that was me getting to know the kitchen. I want to say it was our second Quickfire. But you know, typically a normal stove, the handle on the knob on the right is the burner in the front, and the knob on the left is the burner in the back. So I dropped my tray of steaks on my table. I ran back behind the stoves. I dropped the cast iron pan, turned on the burner, ran around. I'm like, I want that pan screaming hot. So I ran around and got all my other shit. I went back with all my stuff, ready to sear my steak, and I turned on the wrong burner.
Well, those are those little GE kitchen elves coming in to
coming in, changing everything.
I was so pissed. Yeah.
Man, the kitchen is truly very unforgiving.
Oh yeah.
brutal.
It just goes, but you know, like I would say that in my cooks, did you look at it to make sure it was on? You know?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there.
Literally, a tangent related to Top Chef is not a tangent. It is beautiful information. We will
honestly. I'll even say it doesn't even need to be related to Top Chef. We love tangents here, and
we love anything.
Yeah, it's good. People have to listen to me and Reka every single week. You know,
unfortunately, they have to.
They're begging for somebody else to get on here.
Okay.
So for people who didn't watch this episode, the basic mise en place relay race instructions were: shuck 15 clams, peel 30 spot prawns, clean 5 lobsters, break down 2 ribeye chops.
Mm-hmm.
We get the absolutely gorgeous, stunning, incredible, iconic line of dialogue from Mike Isabella, where he says, "There's no way a girl can be at the same level as me," about Jennifer fucking Carroll. Excuse me.
Yeah, she's a badass and a real sweetheart, and she's also a real sweetheart of a girl.
Yes. Unbelievable to say that about anyone. Jennifer Carroll could be a fucking Shrek in the room.
Yeah.
I'd still be like, what on earth? You're on television.
Hey, sorry, Reka, what's wrong with Shrek, I guess is my question.
No, and when I said Shrek, I meant that to be synonymous with princess.
Thank you.
Or just pop star.
Thank you. I will not take Shrek slander on this podcast. No, it's absolutely crazy. And Bruce, feel free to not say absolutely anything about this.
We don't want to put you in a position of slandering anyone on the show or whatever.
Oh, I don't give a shit. It reminded me of it reminded me of I totally forgot how he was.
Oh, he's a nightmare. And that's just what I wanted to preface this season. If we have, for some reason, any Mike Isabella heads that have snuck into the chat, this charity live stream show is not for you. You will not like it. We're going to be shitting on him all season.
You're still welcome to donate. You are still welcome
to donate.
Yeah.
Please donate. And you're welcome to stay.
If you're
welcome to
slithering in as an Isabella head, you probably should donate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're not doing good out in the world, so
Yeah.
this is your chance. But yeah, we hate
Yeah,
him. He's
no.
bad. And it's kind of nice to just freely say that and get it out of the way. See, right, episode 1, you know?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so we do a lot of relay race drama here. Preeti couldn't open the clams, and people are speeding up, slowing down. The winner is the blue team, which is Brian Motaggio, Mateen, Jesse, and Jen Carroll.
Yeah.
Then, it's Vegas, and you can tell us if this is part of your everyday Vegas life, Bruce. But Padma Lakshmi comes in and says, "You can win $15,000."
Oh yeah, it happens to me every single day.
Every day? Okay, cool.
No, that's the fucking tables calling me, being like, "Come, you'll win, I promise." Yeah, the house doesn't
a
always
little
win.
Padma in your ear. Bet it all.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention too. I think this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen on the show, where before anything even starts, they pull chips to decide whose team they're on. For the relay race, and there's a gold chip in there. That means you get immunity and you don't have to cook.
Right.
Because they had a number that wasn't divisible by 4. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, but as a contestant, it's awesome.
Robin was so excited. But
especially the first challenge, because you don't want to be the first one going home.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the whole thing with ours. The first day, everybody was just so freaked out about being the first one to go home. That was it.
Absolutely. And you can even see it, like, so when they get to this part where Padma's like, okay, if the top 4 winners of that relay get to cook off, the winner will receive $15,000, and you must cook the ingredient you prepped, basically. And then Robin has the opportunity to trade in her immunity to compete to get the $15K. And she's like,
she said, hell no.
She said no.
Would you have said yes?
And then your buddy Mike Isabella had jumped in and had something really nice to say about her too.
Yeah, he said, lady, blah 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 blah. He's so fucking cool.
It does seem like he has never met a woman.
Oh, you know what?
What it seems.
You know what I remember what he said. He said, she's like, I guess I don't. It's another girl I just don't need to worry about.
He said, old lady.
Or old lady, gotcha.
Yeah. Which is, it's funny you say that, Jordan, that it seems like he's never met a woman, because according to the news, he has.
Okay, Bruce, I want to know, would you have turned in your immunity as a chance to compete for the 15,000?
Fuck no.
That's
no
okay.
way.
So I see both sides, but I think everyone who doesn't have the chance to trade in is so like, if she was a real chef, she'd fucking cook. It's like,
not one person would turn that in.
That's what I believe.
Michael Voltaggio would turn it in.
I believe Voltaggio.
I believe that.
Probably Michael. I don't think Eli would have turned that in. I don't think Kevin would have turned that in.
And here's why.
First challenge.
Well, and here's why. Because it's the first challenge.
Yeah.
So you can bypass that. It's a competition. At the end of the day, it's a competition. And it's not a big dick competition. It's a competition.
It's a game.
It's a game. And you win by being the best. And guess what? You can be the best one there, have one day, and you're gone.
Yes, that's what we've seen it before.
Bad day, one bad dish, and you're out. And also, the thing that people don't understand is you have no idea what everybody else did while you're cooking.
Yes, that's
you're
so
not
true.
sitting around like looking at, you see after, like when they cut and they do their walk around and they taste the Quickfire. We all kind of walk around and taste everybody's dishes. But outside of that, I mean, you have no idea.
Yeah, I guess I've never thought of that. I've never ever really put any thought into the fact that you have no clue what other people are doing. Because on the show, the way it's cut, it makes it really look like people are like, hey, what are you making? What are you making? Taste this sauce. Like it seems more collaborative.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second.
You're absolutely fine.
My chef is texting me.
Whoa.
Okay.
Cool.
Is he jealous that you're on the show and we didn't ask him to be on the show?
It's a she.
Oh my
God.
God.
I love working with women, actually. I always have female chefs.
I forgot that women could be chefs for a second.
Jordan
That's
only
so
thinks women
fucked.
can be doctors. That's what's fucked up about Jordan.
That's the thing about me. I only think women can be doctors, and I'm a doctor, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, beautiful. So at the end of this, here are the dishes people made in this Quickfire. So again, the ingredients were clams, prawns, lobsters, and ribeye. So what we got from Jen Carroll is clam ceviche with a citron vinegar. That sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What do you thought? From Mateen, we get lobster with bay leaves and star anise.
This sounds bad to me because I don't like star anise in general, and I don't like sweet stuff with lobster. Personal preference.
You know my opinion's irrelevant when it comes to this because I've never had lobster and I'm a vegetarian. It sounds kind of bad, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of heavy flavors.
Yes.
It's too much heavy flavor.
Yes. Jesse made shrimp and grits with polenta.
This sounded good.
Always.
And then we get Brian Voltaggio made crusted ribeye with caramelized celery. That's not good to me.
I'm
It's
intrigued
delicious,
by
yeah.
this. I cannot picture caramelized celery
I
really,
really want to try the celery.
and I want it. Yeah.
Yeah, celery caramelized is delicious.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, confirmed.
Okay, we have to try.
We must try it. Okay. On the bottom were Brian and Mateen. Famously, Brian Voltaggio, I think, never won a Quickfire in his entire Top Chef run.
Neither did I.
Really?
I won no quick fires and I won only one challenge.
Can I ask? Because sometimes we've talked on this show about how sometimes like you'll win a Quickfire and it's like you win $20,000 from Glad Force Flex trash bags, and then you'll win an elimination that same episode. And it's like you win a book, you win a cookbook signed by Jimmy the Tuna or whatever. The prize quality, is that a thing that you guys think about?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, it's always adds a little bit of pressure, but I want to say I don't think they announced any of those prizes in advance. They announced it when the winner won, I think.
Yes.
I don't remember. I think on my season they didn't announce it. Like when we won Restaurant Wars, we had no idea that we won $40,000 until they told us, like at judges' table. So yeah, like we didn't. I don't think they told us in advance.
Yes, I almost meant like afterwards in the stew room. Like sometimes someone will win like a big bottle of wine, and the person in the previous episode will win like a trip to the Olympics or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah, for
like, sure.
Sometimes the prize, and as you know, someone in a weird non-linear industry, I get it. The prize will be like, you get to stage in a restaurant, so like you get to work for free in a different place.
Right? Yeah, there's a great prize.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Internship at La Bernardin.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay. So for the elimination, we get to make a dish based on our vice, which I think is a cool Las Vegas challenge.
I do too.
It is.
And the teammates that you were with in the mise en place race are now your competitors. So one chef from each group will be up for elimination and one will be up for the win. So we get Mike Isabella makes olive oil poached halibut with eggplant puree. Sure, whatever. What was his? I don't even remember. His curses. So his mom had to wash his mouth out with soap.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's sexist. His mom had to stick soap in his mouth so he wouldn't talk.
Yeah.
Whatever. Eli made buttered scotch with scallops, cashews, and beer powder.
I'm gonna give this a thumbs down. I also don't like Eli. I guess I should say that too now.
It sounds very sweet to me.
It does sound sweet.
It sounds like when Dale Talday made the like
butterscotch scallops.
And famously was yelled at by Anthony Bourdain.
Yes.
For deigning to make dessert.
Some things just don't go.
Yes.
Yes.
Scallops naturally are sweet.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. That's why you always put acid, bitter, things like that with scallops.
Absolutely.
Yes,
but what do I know?
Hey, we should probably take this one over.
Yeah.
I've never had a scallop, but I'll take this.
Yeah, I put nerds on my scallop, so I disagree with you, but I guess that just has to be what it is.
Pop rocks.
Ashley made chicken liver ravioli with a red wine demi-glace. This sounds good to me. And I thought the anecdote was cool, like the morning after drinking too much kind of thing.
Very fun. Also, gays in the chat, lesbian alert. Ashley is a lesbian. Huge for me. Huge for me this season.
Yeah.
2 cool lesbians. We had the season with the lesbians that were dating and everybody hated them. Yeah. And I get it. But now we have 2 cool lesbians that I like.
That's true. And I will say, when I was in college, I thought Ashley was so hot. And
Reka, she is hot.
She is hot. It was just, wow, just like unbelievable. And then
I'm feeling a little uncomfortable right now.
Sorry, Bruce.
I'm kidding.
Sorry,
listen, this is part lesbian podcast.
I didn't know what kind of podcast.
Yeah, part queer, part Indian live stream.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do? Not talk about if a lesbian on the show is hot? Sorry.
Literally, we got hey, and for all our Indians in the chat, which I think is absolutely nobody, we get our second Indian American on the show in Preeti. Gorgeous. We love to see it. And
drop in the chat if you're Indian. Drop in the chat if you're gay.
Yeah, drop in the chat if you want, if you're Indian. There's almost too many responses. I can't keep track. Okay. So
I have a question. It's an Indian related question. Yeah. I just saw today an article on Vice about, do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
You have this look. Okay. That breastfeeding in India is huge for adult males.
So I've never heard of that. And I actually, and I don't know a single person in my family who, except for maybe the new generation, like my little cousins' kids, that has been breastfed. So I have no idea.
It's shocking. Like, it's like, they said you can Google, like if you Google like India breastfeeding, there's just as many listings that come up for adult male as they do for babies.
Interesting.
Like how to breastfeed for adult males.
Wow. I mean, honestly, I don't want to say I get it, but I will say it is a free thing to eat. So maybe if it was offered to me, I don't know. I feel like I'm saying stuff that maybe I'm going to wish I didn't say.
You're really trying to over-explain this.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm just like
trying to justify it.
It's free. I don't know. I would just, and maybe it's good. I don't know. I'm really into that thing where they make, I'm really into, I've never had it, but how they make breast milk into cheese.
You like it?
I've never had it, but I think it's an interesting concept from someone who wants to do it, I guess. I don't know.
I wonder if this is like and pardon if it's not, I'm looking at this Vice article, a fetish.
It's so funny to say pardon if it's not, as if you're offending Bruce.
Yeah.
And I don't know
fetish, excuse me.
Your culture, but
well, that's why I brought it up, actually.
Drop in the chat if you have any more information on this. I'm very curious.
Wait, this is interesting. Someone in the chat said there are actually a lot of Renaissance paintings of men drinking breast milk. I don't know. That's something to kind of just throw into the mix.
That's kind of interesting.
Does it actually signify that they're drinking, or is it something more of a sexual nature?
I don't know.
In the Renaissance photos.
Please pardon us if
I'm asking
it's
the
not
person
a fetish.
that posted that, whoever that was.
They have not gotten back to us yet.
Yeah. Interesting.
Sometimes can men do anything themselves?
Stop drinking our breast milk and make your own.
Fine.
Sorry.
Incredible. Honestly, this is more interesting than this season of Top Chef.
I had a feeling you'd be intrigued.
Okay. So, next dish from the black team is Hector, who made smoked ribeye.
Deep fried ribeye.
Deep fried, yes. Sorry, deep fried ribeye with carrot puree.
Wait, I got a question.
Please.
What the fuck? Like, that's my question. What the fuck?
Yeah, tell us what the weirdness around deep frying ribeye is.
Everything about that is weird. Everything about that is weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
to me.
So would you rather breastfeed or have a deep fried ribeye? That's the question now.
So rather breastfeed, meaning like if I could produce milk or a taker.
Yeah, would you?
No, you go to a nice dinner. You go to a nice dinner. It's a multi-course meal. And then for your entree on the prefix menu, you can choose between breastfeeding from a stranger or a deep fried ribeye.
Most definitely breastfeeding from a stranger.
Okay, great. I love that.
I didn't even have to think about it.
Okay, perfect.
Drop in the chat what you would prefer.
Yeah, sounds like my restaurant concept will work.
Wow, sounds like you're gonna nail restaurant wars, Jordan.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're gonna call this palate.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a fusion breastfeeding steak restaurant.
Yeah, it's a half deep fried, half breast milk restaurant concept.
I have a concept called feed bag. And you walk in and all your food is put into a horse's feed bag and strapped around your face and you just sit there and munch on it. Cool, right?
I love that.
Love that.
That would totally work.
Especially if you get to do something with your hands while like all that's happening in your feed bag. If you've got like a straw that's kind of second and can like do
they're putting horse hooves on you.
Yeah. It'd be amazing.
Incredible.
So I would do that drunk, I will say.
Yeah.
If I was drunk, that's an incredible idea.
Yeah.
I would die, but it would be
have
cool.
to get drunk to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you could get drunk doing it too.
There's that.
Okay, so on the blue team, Brian made New York strip steak with parsnip puree and a bourbon reduction caramel. It sounds good to me.
Sounds fine.
Yeah. Bourbon caramel is always a good thing.
Everyone's vice, whether or not it's true or not, seem to be based around like, I drink too
booze.
Yeah.
Well, they're all chefs. What do you expect? All chefs.
Yeah, I procrastinate. I mean, like that. Actually, I thought people were pretty clever with procrastinate. Like Kevin, clever use of that.
Yeah,
I love Kevin.
I see. Okay, I go back and forth on Kevin. I really
Kevin's a good guy
sometimes, but there is a type of like. He fits a prototype on this show of like the pork guy every season. That's like, I love pork. I cook pork all the time.
Pork boy.
It's definitely a motif on the show.
Yeah, but he doesn't though. His restaurant gun show is amazing. I've been there a bunch of times. Yeah.
In Georgia?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Awesome.
Hello.
Mateen made buffalo ribeye with Madeira sauce, zucchini, and mashed potatoes.
Very French.
Yeah.
It sounds fine. Jordan and I generally are not big on French food. That's okay. Jen Carroll made poached halibut with whiskey, bourbon, scotch, and black peppercorn sauce. I gotta try. There's
Jen
so
Carroll
many.
could feed me a big shoe and I'd eat it.
Big shoe. Jessie made braised chicken with a whiskey reduction, Yukon potatoes, and a fried egg.
Okay, so about her dish. You don't braise chicken breast.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's no fucking fat in it.
That makes sense.
You need you braise meats, you braise proteins, you braise vegetables too. You braise proteins to break them down.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's just me. I mean, I don't braise. I would roast it anyway. I mean, roasted chicken or like over like oak, like a wood grill would be amazing. But if you had to braise, I would braise the thigh and the leg because they take a little longer. They can tend to be tough, but they can handle the braise. Like if and then rule number one about braising is you always cool it in the liquid.
Sure.
Because otherwise it gets really dry. And so many chefs I know take the shit out to cool it. I'm like, what are you doing? You gotta cool it in the liquid.
Wow. I also want to say if anyone prefers light meat, white meat to dark meat, drop it in the chat so you can feel ashamed publicly.
I like them both. I mean, listen, if you've ever had Jonathan Waxman's chicken at Barbudo, it's amazing. And as long as the reason why people shun the chicken breast is because so many people fuck it up. It's like octopus. Everyone's like, octopus is so tough. Well,
sure.
What's your trick to cook octopus? People put it in there's a guy somewhere in Europe that has a washing machine. They puts it on the spin cycle. He doesn't use soap or anything, but to tenderize it. Or people put wine corks. People are like, what do you do? I'm like, I don't know. I just cook it properly.
Wow.
I don't think there's any trick to it. You just got to cook it right.
No, I think you have to put it in the washing machine.
Why not?
Yeah, your kid comes home, so where's my soccer jersey?
Yeah.
Like a giant octopus in there.
Nice.
It's so funny. Incredible. So Robin, also on the blue team, makes pork tenderloin stuffed with chorizo and bread pudding. I can't wrap my head around it, but I'll try it.
Yeah, I guess so.
It sounds good. It sounds very heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not balanced.
Ash
Look at me being judgy.
No, that's what you're here for. You're here with
That's why you're here.
chef's expertise. You might tell us actually cinnamon and the fucking, I don't know.
Galangal root.
Yeah, sure.
I love galangal root. Actually.
There you go. See, that's why we're here. Okay. Ash made poached halibut with ratatouille and parsley coulis.
That sounds good, I guess. I like Ash too. Ash has a very kind energy. Oh no, Bruce says no on this dish.
No, I mean it sounds good. It's just
a little boring.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're certainly not wrong.
You're not wrong. Jen Z made chile relleno stuffed with seitan and a tomatillo salsa. Now listen.
I could have told you she was going home before they even started that fucking challenge.
Listen. I'm gonna take a bite out of this.
She'd have to be magical to turn that seitan into something that, first of all, it doesn't belong stuffed inside a chile relleno. Let's just start there.
I agree.
There's softer proteins that I would have put in there. I mean, I wouldn't have done a vegan dish, period. But no offense to vegans, but it's top shelf.
As someone that eats a lot of vegetables and loves when there's a vegetarian dish on here, I think seitan, a thing I've eaten a lot of, is a strange thing to put in here. It's really heavy. It's lumpy. It's weird.
Like I would have gotten soy rizo and done something with that, right?
Crumbled protein.
I don't know, something that has fucking flavor.
Yeah.
But,
yes.
But also, your first dish, like, come on.
Especially if you're not
something like that.
Yeah. Why, if you're not,
go home.
If you're not vegan, I think it's great. I think like people have cooked great vegan dishes on the show, but I think to have kind of the center of it be seitan, which you didn't make, like to have so much of it just be like a big
you
chunk
can't
of
rely
something.
on that texture because you didn't do it.
Yeah, it just feels too crazy. And if you're not vegan, I felt like it was just kind of weird. I was like, why? It reminds me of another season when somebody cooks an ostrich egg for no reason. And it was kind of like, why did you do that? And they were like, oh, I don't know. I just want to do something different, but it's like, it goes awry.
That's stupid.
No.
Tyler and I talked about that all the time. Because it was a joke, because Tyler would always say, I've never made that before. He's full of shit. He's made it before, but it's kind of like, do you think you're gonna do better cooking something you've never made before?
Well, I think it's like a difference between trying to do something because it's impressive and trying to do something because it makes sense to you or like tastes good. Because like I would say Carla Hall, queen of vegetarian dishes on this show, but she knew those flavors. They made sense to her. They were like part of her passion. So they came out well. No one would ever have been like dunking on her for that.
The rest of the shit is hard enough.
Yeah.
Like being there and being sequestered and for being there for so long away from your family and friends, and the stress and anxiety of competing is hard enough as it is. Like, why would you cook food you don't know? And listen, I made plenty of poor decisions on my season cooking food I shouldn't be fucking cooking. But I still had at least an idea, like, hey, this could be a good dish. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is my take.
For sure. This was a strange one. And maybe the only time I've seen seitan on this show. Okay, Ron on the green team made jerk bass with collard greens and a Haitian hash. This looked good as hell to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we get Lorene, who made bacon donuts with chocolate and beer sauces. Now, I'm a donut freak. I love donuts. I love when someone knows how to make dessert and makes a dessert on this show. I don't think for this challenge that donuts are enough of a dish.
Oh,
I
hell no.
agree. No, and I also don't like a donut and with like beer sauce. I don't know. I'm not a big beer drinker, so maybe that's why it doesn't sound appealing to me. But nothing about it makes me go, "Ooh, yum yum." You know?
I mean, maybe make a donut as part of the dish if you're
Yeah,
that good at it. But
Yes.
per Wolfgang, it wasn't a very good donut.
sure.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
I
This
believe he called it a golf ball.
this season features the throwing of the donut, and I won't spoil, but Tom spits out one of these contestants' dishes in a
Mhm.
desert and says it tastes like chlorine, I think.
Wow.
I won't tell you who did it. And I think I read interviews with him afterwards that said that was the worst thing he's ever eaten on the show. Spoiler.
It'll happen. You'll see it soon.
It'll happen. Okay, Michael Votaggio on the red team made a rack of lamb with coconut sauce and gnocchi. I'll eat gnocchi covered in
Sure.
garbage sauce, so that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Michael gets a lot of shit,
Yeah.
and Michael is a brilliant cook.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And I've so when did I first meet him? It was like one of the first events that I did in LA. I did the Alex Lemonade event every year.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time I actually met him. And, you know, of course, I'm like, oh, look at this showboat, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then fast forward to, I don't know, 4 or 5 years later, and I became good friends with Duff Goldman. And we started a rock band. And Duff was like, hey, I'm gonna hang out with Michael, you should come. And I'm like, I'm good. He goes, no, seriously, I know everybody thinks he's, you know, whatever, but he's a really good guy. He's a nice guy. And it turns out he really is. And me, him, and Duff did a dinner for Tony Hawk for his foundation in Koreatown. And it was really cool. Michael's food was great. You know, my whole thing with the whole molecular gastronomy over the top stuff is half the time you get it, it tastes like shit.
Yes.
It's like very creative, it's very cool and very shitty tasting. And Michael's food is delicious.
Yeah.
He knows how to do it. And you know, and he's also pared back, you know, a lot of the smoke and mirrors.
Right.
And started cooking more. And you know, I remember I did at that dinner, I did a pasta dish. I want to say it was I used to take leek tops and dehydrate them, make powder for pasta dough. It was like a leek top muffadine or something like that. And then the next day or a couple of days after that, Michael posted a photo of a green fresh pasta dish he made, inspired by what I did. You know, and he's a good dude. He was one of the people that recommended me for Top Chef.
Oh,
I love that.
And
okay, so I have to know why, when you have to pick one, would you pick Brian?
I wanted to win the Quickfire. And it was
Okay,
the first thing
I love
thought
that.
about.
okay, good.
I love that.
I like
to
both
say-
of them, and they're so polar opposite as people.
Sure.
It's really funny, but you know, I've gotten to hang out with Michael a lot. We've had a lot of fun. He is a sweet guy that likes nice shiny things, you know. So
I played Overcooked, the video game, with Michael and Brian Votaggio, and I will say I found Michael to be nicer. Sorry.
Reka.
Brian was on my team, and I kept telling him we were the red tickets, and he wouldn't listen to me. And he was doing the blue tickets. I'm like, why are you making onion soup? That's not us.
Brian. Yeah, I also think that, like, I don't know, I feel like Michael got a lot of heat that season for being an ass, when I was like, so many of the dudes on this season are genuinely awful. It really shocked me.
That's why I don't like this. It's a mix. I bet if it was just Michael and Brian and that was kind of the shiny object of the season, whatever. But like, Eli is so fucking rude. Isabella's disgusting. The sibling rivalry thing, no. Robin, everyone is just so much.
Yeah,
a little bit, a wee bit.
Ugh.
But yeah, I mean the other thing is just you don't unless you're there and you're cooking there, you have no idea what like it's easy to sit back and say oh I can't believe they did that. It's like, well, you don't have any fucking clue what we go through.
Absolutely.
And even Thomas said, he's like, cooking on Top Chef is very different than cooking in a restaurant or even in your house.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a completely you're different. It's a different mindset, different goals, different everything.
Totally.
Yeah. That's why we're trying to petition to let Top Chef let us be on a season so we can really finally understand
exactly.
the whole process and
eat the food or
host a better podcast.
That we need information.
Yeah.
Right.
Gorgeous. So then after that we get Preeti, who made pork tenderloin with bourbon sweet potato puree. Sure.
This
Sounds kind of
sounded
sweet to me.
A lot of sweet.
Sounds whatever. Yeah.
A lot of sweet. Dessert pork. Okay. Then Eve made shrimp and scallops in a curry cream sauce. Now
this sounds good,
but we know that
it wasn't good.
Yeah, sad.
Ultimately bad. Then we get Kevin, who made the Arctic char with the turnip salsa verde. And I thought he had the really cool explanation of like procrastinating. He's like, the stuff that should have taken longer, I cooked quicker, and the stuff that should have taken less time, I cooked slower or whatever.
Right.
I also think turnip salsa verde is that feels cool to me, especially in that time.
Yeah, in that climate.
And that,
so end of the day, on the bottom, we get Hector, Eve, Jen, and Jesse. On the top was Ron, Mike, Isabella, Kevin, and Jen Carroll. The winner was Kevin, and eliminated was Jen Z. So that's kind of what we thought would happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
So actually now, Bruce, we have a ton of questions from our viewers.
All right.
We'd love to ask you. So someone says, Amy says, as a musician, what instruments do you play?
I play guitar and I sing.
Cool.
So I have my band with Duff.
Yeah.
In LA, it's Duff and Jeff Manthorn. That's Duff's like right hand dude. Really.
I know Jeff Manthorn.
Yeah.
I have such a crush on him. I was watching Ace of Cakes.
Absolutely.
Like, gorgeous.
He plays guitar in our band as well, and then we have a couple other guys, and we're called Foie Gras was the name we came up with.
That's very fun.
Yes. Very fun. We played some shows in LA. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then in Vegas now, I opened Soul Belly Barbecue, and I have a really nice stage there that I had built with a killer sound system, and we have a lot of great bands playing. And I get to play a lot. The bands call me up. There's a band here called Hot Sauce, and these guys are incredible. Like they can play any song. Like we did a live band karaoke with them, and that's how I started kind of playing with them, and now I gig with them sometimes.
Yes.
So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's so cool. Would you ever invite, let's say, 2 improvisers to come and do improv on the stage?
Yeah, fuck yeah, for sure.
All right.
Reka?
No. Reka, we're driving to Vegas tonight.
Yeah, okay. We're on our way.
Yeah, we're doing a show tonight.
Incredible. Another question from just generally, because everyone always wants to know, do you have like a favorite behind the scenes story, either from your season of Top Chef or just through the Top Chef universe that you've heard?
Well, the ones I've heard, I'm not going to say out loud.
You don't have to say
sure.
Because there's some shit.
I'll give you an example.
I've heard some shit.
Oof. I'll give you an example.
From people.
Sasha from Top Chef Portland told us one of our favorite facts of 2021, which is that to her knowledge and to the other people on her season's knowledge, Tom Colicchio doesn't wear socks. Now, that is information that we would have never gleaned as audience members, and we now know, and we love that.
And we love to
Sasha was my chef at my restaurant in Pasadena.
Oh my gosh!
He was my chef de cuisine, yeah.
That's
Wow.
so cool.
She's a good girl. She's great, very talented.
She's awesome.
She was with Chris Cosentino at Coxcomb.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And fun fact, my current chef at Soul Belly also, I think she was there after Sasha or before Sasha, but both sous chefs at the same restaurant.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, they're baller.
Oh, such a small world.
All right, so I have a really funny story. Super funny story, actually. Are you sitting down?
Yes.
Okay, good. So first Quickfire, we're everybody's new into the kitchen. And we finish our dishes. And then, as you know, like it was like a potluck. So we were all sitting down and we were all tasting everybody's dishes. Well, when we sat down, they brought the food out and then they cut because there was some lighting stuff that needed to be fixed. And it was like right up kind of like above judge's table. And we were all, sitting there, and this guy comes out with the lift, and the lift is going up, and he's got shorts on. He's an older guy. He's got shorts on and keeps going up. And we're all like, I don't think he's wearing any fucking underwear. Yeah. So that happened.
That
he
is
was
very...
hanging a little to the left.
Wow. People on this show really don't wear protection in sweaty places. Tom's not
I know.
Gappers not underwear.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
That is so funny. I imagine just like an older guy who's just like super like whatever, like really just like confident, doesn't care anymore.
And then I would say another really funny moment was when me and Tyler were already off. We were in, I want to say we were in Aspen, and they wanted to do an interview with me, Tyler, and Joe as the three bears. And me and Tyler we got there early. It was at one of the hotels there, and we were waiting and we were drinking a lot. And we did this interview, and it was, none of us could stop laughing the entire time. And the camera guy that was shooting it was like, I've done 8 at the time. I think he did every season of Top Chef. He's like, this is by far the funniest interview we've ever done. Like, yeah, like you get Tyler's a riot. I mean, there's so many times where I had to tell Tyler, I'm like, dude, you gotta stop talking. I can't stop laughing. I can't breathe. He's just a genuinely funny person.
Oh my God.
I love that.
That's great. Okay, here's a question from Sean. What's the most important tool in the kitchen, or what is the guiltiest pleasure tool you own or want?
That is a good question, Sean. You really got me there, man. I'm a big fan of like really awesome pasta tools. That's just for me. I would say at home, like for home, one of the best tools is to get an Instapot.
That's a good one.
Because you can do so many things with it, right? Or like I have the Ninja air fryer.
Yes.
That thing's baller.
The air fryer is incredible.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What is your favorite dish someone else has made for you? That's from Christine.
That's tough.
Hey, Christine. Favorite dish somebody's made for me. I would say, so I was part of this dinner fundraiser with the Anaheim Ducks, and Michael Voltaggio got me involved in this dinner, and it was a really cool event where they had this big ballroom and every chef had a table of 10, and you did a 5-course meal. So it was like simultaneous 5-course dinners going on for like 40 tables. And Michael was cooking next to me, and he did this, it was fresh mozzarella, ball of fresh mozzarella that I want to say, he dipped it in a tomato puree and then into liquid nitrogen. And when you take it out, it looked like a tomato.
Ooh,
it was pretty
that's
fucking
fun.
cool. But most importantly, it was absolutely delicious.
That
It
sounds
was one of
so
those
good.
cool, like it was just so stupid simple and a great bite.
Ooh,
And then another one I would say would be if you're familiar with Chris Bianco in Phoenix, wonderful human being, good friend of mine, and he inspires me every time he puts food down in front of me. And he did this. It was a tortelloni with ricotta cheese and roasted yellow tomato sauce. That's literally all that was on the fucking plate, and it was one of the best things I've ever eaten.
Yum, that sounds so good.
Oh my God, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay, from Rhiannon, probably asking on our behalf, do you think cherries are the worst fruit?
Oh yeah.
Hell, I love cherries. Are you fucking kidding me? Cherries is one of my favorite fruit of all time.
Okay,
wow.
wait. So on Rhiannon's behalf, what is your least favorite fruit? I am bracing myself. And actually, I'm going to pull up a picture.
I mean, I've never had it, but I imagine durian would not be very pleasant.
I had dried durian, and I didn't like it.
I love durian.
That's good. Take something that's really nasty and dehydrate it and concentrate all the flavor.
Absolutely.
It gets worse.
Something that was nice about it, it did just taste like eating kind of like garlic chips in a way.
That's awesome. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Oh, you know what? I got it.
What?
The passion. I hate papayas. It tastes like vomit.
I actually do kind of get that. I don't hate it, but
vomit.
Not my
it
favorite.
does have a weird taste.
I wouldn't say hate. Now,
Well,
Bruce.
Yeah.
I have okay. No, this is on record. Bruce hates papayas. Don't send him one. Now, Bruce, I have a selfish question, which is, I like bananas, and I will eat bananas that are really old, and I'll make banana bread with them. Mm-hmm. But sometimes if it's in between, maybe I'll still eat it, even if it's like maybe super ripe. Now, Jordan doesn't like this picture, but I have a picture of a banana that I did eat, and I want to show it to you and get your gut reaction.
It's a little, oh. I mean, was it really, it was probably really sweet.
It was really sweet. It tasted great.
Yeah, it's the textural. It gets a very custardy kind of texture.
Yeah, it slid right out of the peel onto that plate.
Yeah, I bet.
It always makes me like whenever Reka like shows that to someone on the show, it feels kind of like where I'm like, Reka, guests are here. We have company over. Don't
dirty laundry.
Yeah, don't embarrass us in front of company.
Yeah. I showed that to Chef Nelson German. He was like he liked it, but then he saw another picture I posted and he's like, that might be too old. I'm like,
yeah. Everyone's coming for you, Reka, because it's nasty. It is nasty. I'm not saying you should throw it away.
Picture for money, for charity.
That is true. You did do that.
This picture. Rhiannon, you're with me.
No, Reka, the picture sucks, and there's nothing wrong with the banana. The picture sucks, Reka. The picture sucks. I don't want to do this with you tonight.
The picture is good. Drop it.
And if you think the picture and Reka suck, drop in the chat.
Okay, no. If you think the picture is good and I'm awesome, drop it in the chat. Okay.
Oh, Bruce, I'm so sorry you have to see us like this. This is the biggest thing Reka and I fight about. We have a really solid friendship, but this will ultimately destroy us. The picture is gross.
Steph and I have a similar thing that we fight over.
What is it?
Okay, wait. Okay, well, no, I have a follow-up question.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. Answer Reka's question, then I'll ask a question.
So, quick little story. I had a full hip replacement like 5 years ago.
Whoa.
And Duff used to live like 3 blocks away from me. This is before he got married and everything. And he would come to my house every day around 6 p.m. and knock on the door, be like, come on, because I had to go like walk every day. I had a walker and, I had to move. So he would take me for a walk every day. And he had just started dating his now wife, Jonna. And he's like, dude, look at this omelet I made for Jonna this morning. And he showed it to me and it was all brown, like spotted brown. I'm like, that looks fucking gross, man. The eggs are overcooked. And he just goes, fuck you. Like we were like in the middle of the street in my neighborhood. We got a huge, I'm like, if you like brown eggs and, you like overcooked eggs, that's fine. I mean, Enjoy your overcooked brown spotty eggs.
Hey Bruce, I do like an omelet in any form, so I might be teamed up. Like, I don't care if it's got brown shit on it. Sounds great to me.
I do. I think it tastes gross.
Wow. Okay, well, my question
it's also
was,
a textural thing because the eggs are overcooked.
I agree with that. So my thing is, egg thing aside, you've known Reka and I for about an hour now. Who would you say is the Reka, and who would you say is the Jordan in the relationship with you and Duff?
This is the most psychotic thing Jordan has
Why? I think that's a fun question. He doesn't have to tell us why.
I would say I'm more the Reka.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Okay.
I would say I'm more
and
the
who
Reka.
would you say is the Jeff Manthorn of the two of us?
Definitely you.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
You're so welcome for that.
Thank you so much. That really means the world to me. He's an incredible cake decorator. Bruce, thank you so much for being on the show. If people want to see more from you, hear more from you, or anything like that, how do they find you? Find
me on social media like the rest of the world. My Instagram is at Chef BKALMAN, as well as Soul Belly BBQ LV, as well as I have a little sandwich shop called Brown Bagger Sandwich Company, and but you can just follow me because I just post everything and then repost on my other pages.
Hell yeah!
Or come to Soul Belly. Come see me at Soul Belly.
Yes, is that in Vegas?
It is.
If you're in Vegas, check out Soul Belly, guys, and check out this new restaurant that's half feed bag, half breast milk. 100%
awesome. If you guys ever been to a KFC Taco Bell, it's kind of like that.
It's kind of like that, yes.
And there will be a drive-thru.
Scary inside.
It's really. Hey, listen, the KFC Taco Bell that I went to was scary.
Bruce, I'm getting word from a Bravo producer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You are top chef.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. The producer told Reka, a lot of people don't know this, but there's 2 ways to become a top chef. And we'll keep saying this until Bravo makes us stop. But one way to become a top chef is to compete on the reality TV cooking competition on Bravo Top Chef and win. And another is to be a guest on the live stream podcast on YouTube that is visual for charity Talk Chef.
But either way, you're going to get an Indian woman who tells you you're top chef. So that's kind of the point.
That's all that matters.
It's all that matters.
It's all that matters to me.
Well, thank you so much. Sorry, someone in the chat is asking us who won the raffle of the beautiful banana photo. And it is, in fact, someone who did not know what they were raffling for and received a strange photo of a banana in the mail. So,
That's
kind of like, I mean, it's kind of sort of like a dick pic, huh?
Absolutely. Well, it feels more offensive than that.
No, I would argue that a dick pic is something that was unsolicited. This person won a raffle for a beautiful banana, and I signed the back of it and said, I hope you have a nice time with this photo. Do whatever you want with it. I think that's nice, and I think my banana is good, and she's sort of my daughter, so. Okay.
Well, there you go.
Bruce, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you guys so much in the chat. Again, you are so incredible. Thank you for all your support last week at our fundraiser. We're going to do another fundraiser at the end of season 6, Las Vegas. So stay tuned and we'll